Welcome to The Real Final Mile, life in big and bulky home delivery, the only podcast dedicated to the delivery professionals that bring your large consumer goods to your home. What advice would you give to that company as they start down the process of selling what they've built?
Well, again, first of all, I want to say that we could not have found a better partner than the folks at JB Hunt. We were fortunate that we had a lot of people that were interested in us, and we met with a lot of people, and we met with private equity guys, and we met with big, very, very large companies, even much larger than JB Hunt. And they were all good people. I'm not saying that they were their intent was good and they had different reasons for wanting to buy us. But we wanted a partnership where the people that worked for Cory would have an opportunity to continue their career. And I will tell you that every promise that JB Hunt made to us, they went through with it 100%. JB Hunt is a company of incredible integrity. They are a company that cares about their people the way that we cared about our people. We saw that immediately. We connected with them immediately. I have no regrets, zero regrets about selling to them. They gave everybody in our company, every employee in our company, a chance to stay and continue their career with JB Hunt. Some of them did, some of them decided to leave eventually, but everybody had a fair opportunity and they treated all of our people really well. So what I would say is if you're looking to sell your company, what are you looking to do? We were a company that was 80 years old. We had employees and team members that were with us for 15, 20, 30, 40. We had a guy that was with us for 50 years. We had employees that were with us for 30 years. I mean, when we had our annual, awards banquets and we would give away longevity, awards, we would have multiple people that were there 30 plus years. So, we felt that it was our obligation to sell to a company that would treat those people the same way we treated them and give them an opportunity to continue their career. And again, JB Hunt lived up to every single promise they made to us. And I can't speak more highly than that. And inside their organization, they treated us incredibly well. So I have a lot of respect and regard for the team at JB Hunt. I think they do a fantastic job. They're a publicly traded company. They're a very large company. So you can't compare a small family-owned private business to a company like JB Hunt. There's two different ways you have to conduct your business. So they conduct their business as a publicly traded company. I think they do a great job. I know they have integrity. I know they care. And you can't ask for more than that. And they were the best partner we could ever work with in the process of selling our business.
Okay. So you mentioned it's been 6 years since you retired. So you mentioned the baseball. What else are you doing these days?
A lot. My wife and I, we live in Southern California, and we enjoy spending our time with each other. I have 3 children. They're all on their way to starting their careers. Each of them are in a graduate program. My son's going to be a lawyer. My daughter is getting her master's degree in psychology and social work. My stepson lives in Tokyo, and he's finishing up his degree in cybersecurity and AI development. And they're all in their mid to later 20s. They're all getting ready to start their careers and their families. And that's all we do. We go to ball games, we travel. My wife and I love to go to live events, concerts, and Broadway style shows and all that. And that's it, John. That's, I wish I could tell you I'm doing more, but that's all I'm doing. I'm just enjoying my time with my family and, trying to lose some weight and following the Yankees and traveling a little bit with my wife. And that's it. And I'm very fortunate. I have a great marriage. My second marriage, I married a wonderful woman. We take care of each other. We love each other. And that's it. So if the kids are okay and they're on their way, then I'm okay. Then I'm doing okay.
That's a lot. And it's a lot because it's what matters the most. Everything that you worked for, you now get to enjoy. So I'm proud of you for that. And are you still out on the boat with Larry?
Yeah. Larry, who works for Coaster, is a good friend of mine. We go out on the boat. I have a little boat that I take out. He's got a little boat, so I had another boat. I got rid of it. It was a little too much maintenance and time and effort. So I got a little boat. He's got a little boat. We go out and on the weekends and we have fun. And again, I'm a very blessed guy, John. I'm a lucky guy. A lot of people work hard. Most people work hard. I got lucky. I got lucky. I was in a family business. I got lucky that family business had some success. We had a lot of struggles, to be honest with you. We almost went bankrupt a couple of times. But my father and my uncle saw it through. And I was very fortunate to be in a position that we had a company that people were interested in, and I was able to sell, and that's all public information. JB Hunt's Public Company, you can look it up. And we were very lucky. I was very lucky. And I had siblings involved in the company too, so they benefited from the sale, and they went on to do their own thing. And I'm a lucky guy. Cannot say anything, but I'm blessed and I'm lucky, and thank God for the opportunities that were given to me.
Okay. So, if you had to do it all over again, what would stay exactly the same?
I think the foundation of the company and the way that we started and what ultimately became the Cory way, our standards of excellence. I think that's, if I were to start a company again, John, if the stock market goes bust and I got to go out and find a job and I got to start from scratch, I'm going to start a home delivery company exactly the same way that we ran our company, obviously on a smaller scale. And that's what would stay the same for me. We had a philosophy, I think, that was really key to our success, and it involved the respect and dignity of the people around us, and serving those people the way they served our customers. And you want somebody to treat people the right way, you treat them the right way, and they will treat your customers the right way. And that was our basic philosophy, and it worked. So that's what I would do the same, and I wouldn't change that. And if I went back into business for some reason, I would use that philosophy to start from scratch.
So I know it's been a couple years for you and you're pretty removed, but I ask everybody the same question on this show, and it is, if you had a magic wand to fix one thing in Final Mile tomorrow, what would you change?
I think that the delivery driver and helper, and when I was a young man, I was a delivery driver and helper. I don't mean I did it just because it was a family business. I did it to earn a living. That's how I earned my living. I think that they are mistreated. I think they're disrespected. I think they're treated as expendable sometimes, not by everybody. I'm not saying this is common. I'm saying I've seen it. And I think that if we want to be a better industry, we need to make sure that delivery team that we're putting our whole business in front of, our whole business relies on that delivery team. I think they need to be treated better. I think they need to be paid fairly. They need to earn a living that they can take care of their family, right? The way we want to take care of our families. And I think that lack of respect and that sort of expendability, I think, has to go away. I think it's first of all, morally, it's not the right thing to do, because those are our partners. Okay, they're not just a delivery driver and helper that we can get rid of if they don't do a good job. They're our partners, and they need to be treated that way. And one of the things that we did, John, as part of the Cory way and part of our philosophy, is once a month we would have a hot breakfast served to our delivery teams at every single one of our facilities, every single one, every month. That wasn't cheap. That wasn't easy to do. It took a lot of discipline to make sure that got done every month. And it had to be a hot breakfast. It couldn't just be cold bagels and cream cheese or whatever. And the management team of that facility, including the regional manager, the client relationship manager, they had to attend those breakfasts, and they had to serve the food and clean up after the drivers and the helpers. That's it. That is showing your level of respect and appreciation. And I'll tell you a quick story to kind of close out our I know that you're kind of wrapping up. We had taken over an operation in northern New Jersey for a very large furniture retailer, a national furniture retailer. And they asked us to take over an operation that was struggling. And so it was announced that we were taking over the operation. Myself, my chief operating officer, and some of our CRMs and regional managers went to the loadout breakfast where the owner of that company was announcing that they were going to be shutting down the business and Cory would be taking over the business. And this gentleman had been in the business a long time, and I knew him, and they were a competitor of ours in the New York, New Jersey region. And they at this breakfast where he made the announcement, the owner made the announcement. They were serving some coffee and donuts and bagels and stuff like that, little breakfast. And I saw a guy, a delivery driver, standing off by himself, and he was very unhappy. Okay, he had a look on his face, and his arms were folded, and he was clearly not happy to be there. And so part of what we were doing was introducing ourselves to the delivery teams because we were going to recruit them, right? See if they wanted to join Cory as a contractor. And we were saying hello to them. And so myself and my chief operating officer walked up to him and said, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Pat. This is Bob. Nice to meet you. We're excited to work with you. And hey, everything okay?" He didn't look okay. And he pointed to the owner of this other company, and he said, "I'm not going to eat this guy's breakfast. I don't want his coffee. I don't want his orange juice, and I don't want anything to do with him." And I said, "Oh, okay. So that's interesting." I said, "Out of curiosity, what happened?" He said, "This is the first time he's been in this delivery dock since we've been here. It's the first time he's ever served us breakfast, and it's the first time he's ever addressed all of us since we started this operation." That was it. That told me, if you want to understand why an operation failed, that guy summed it up. That was the reason that operation failed. This guy, and he was a good delivery operator. I knew him, and he knew his business, but he didn't take the time to really care about his team. He didn't show them that he appreciated them. Didn't take the effort to be there on that delivery dock, even if it was once a year. He didn't do it. And so, that told me where the fundamental problem of that operation was. And we took not all of those guys, because some of them didn't make it or didn't want to come or whatever, but we took a lot of them, and they stayed with us a long time. They were with us a long time. Those delivery teams were good delivery teams. There was no reason for failure in that operation. No reason. Those guys knew what they were doing. So most failures that I've ever seen in our industry, John, are failures of leadership. Failures of leadership, not failures of a delivery driver not doing his job. That is almost never the issue.
You're spot on, and that is, I see it still today. You'll see a company change. The retailer will bring in a new 3PL, and in almost every instance, the 3PL says, we're taking our guys, we're leaving. And the retailer tells the new 3PL, "Oh, we're fine with our guys. They're just not leading this account. We're looking for stronger leadership." Yep. And I see it when the strong leadership comes in. And in fact, Don said the exact same thing. As I asked him, I said, what's the difference? And he said, it's the leadership. It's getting out there. It's being present. So yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And that's, it's sad that more leaders, well, the bad leaders, it's sad that they just don't see it. And that nobody is pulling the wool back for them to say, get out there and be the leader for your people.
Get on a delivery dock. We were up against a competitor, John, that we were bidding on the same piece of business, and we came in to give our final pitch to this retailer, and I talked about all the things I talked about today, right? Our management structure, our leadership structure, our client relationship managers, et cetera, right? I was showing them the level of management and leadership to expect from Cory, and the retailer said that this other company said that they don't need to have as many people on the dock and they don't need to have regional managers because they were going to set up cameras in the warehouse and they were going to watch their guys load out remotely with a camera. And I just started laughing. I just said, that is the most absurd thing I ever heard in my life. Now, you can have a camera and a camera can play a role with security or something. That's fine. You think a camera is going to replace a leader being on a dock, working with people, introducing yourself, showing these guys what to do, how to do the things the right way, that a technology of a camera or artificial intelligence is going to replace a leader on a dock at 5 a.m. in front of their delivery teams, working with them, showing their appreciation, teaching? That's a joke. That's a joke. I can tell you one thing, John. Everybody's talking about AI, and they're talking about how it's going to take jobs away, and it will, and it's going to change the economy, and it's going to be a tough go for a lot of people because they're going to lose their jobs. The one thing I never worry about in home delivery is losing a job, because until you have Terminator type robots delivering furniture into people's homes, It's always going to be about people. It's going to be about a delivery driver, a delivery helper, an operations manager. It's going to be about leadership, and it's going to be about that customer experience. And AI is not replacing that, not in my lifetime, okay? And not in your lifetime, John.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be replaced by AI or a computer or technology. So cameras and routing software and AI and all that, that's all fun. It's all good. It's a tool, like any other tool. Okay, like delivery blankets for furniture, like a hand truck. It's a good tool. That is not how you execute home delivery at the right level. That is not how you do it. You do it by being on a dock, by shaking the man's hand or the lady's hand and looking at them, looking at the back of their truck, looking at the condition of their truck, looking at their uniform. That's how you do it. And by the way, talking about uniforms, John, we required a dress code for all of the people in anybody that worked in a facility had a dress code. Okay. Now, obviously the guys that worked in the warehouse could wear shorts and a t-shirt or something. We provided Cory t-shirts or whatever, but the management team had a dress code. There was no jeans. There was no sneakers. There was no t-shirts. Everything was khaki pants. Cory provided shirts, polo shirts, or if you didn't have a Cory shirt, a regular polo shirt. And a pair of shoes. And I mean everybody, dispatchers, managers, everybody. Now, why is that? Why in a facility where the only people that are seeing you are the client that works in that facility, or sometimes in a Cory facility where nobody sees you, the client never comes in. Why would we ask the management team to be in uniform? Because we're asking the delivery teams to be in uniform. So how do you not require your management team to lead by example? But again, that's why we had eyes on the ground, because we wanted to make sure if we said to somebody, you show up in a pair of khaki pants, and we would pay for them, by the way. We had no problem if you had to go out and buy khakis. We'll reimburse you for them. But you're going to wear a pair of khaki pants or nice pants. You're going to wear a pair of nice shoes, and you're going to wear a polo shirt or a nice sweater or a button-down shirt. That's what you're going to wear every day. And we will give you the clothing if you want. We'll give you the Cory shirt if you want that. But that's how you're going to dress every day, because that's what you're asking of your delivery. You want to lead men and women in an organization, and you ask them to live to a certain standard, then you better live up to that standard. Yeah. You better be there. And if you're an operations manager and you're running a building and you ask your team to come in at 5:30 to start loading, you better be there at 5 a.m., not 5:30. And you better make sure the office is ready, the furniture is ready, make sure everything's lined up for them, make sure you're handing them everything on a silver platter so that you can guarantee their success for the day. And I don't ask everybody to work until the end of the day. That's silly. People have families. But, if you're asking somebody to stay late and to do something because it requires extra effort, you better be the first one to offer to stay late. You better be the first person to be there. So it's, John, you were in the military. You understand this better than everybody. The leader eats last. The leader is the last one to get their chow, right? I went to a Naval Academy prep school, right? So most of my teammates went on to the Naval Academy or to West Point. And the first thing they teach you is leaders eat last. John, I just want to say thank you to all the Cory team members we've had over the years. Any success I had was simply a representative of those folks, their effort, what they did to build the company, to build the organization. Again, if you think you're going to lead an organization by yourself, without a team, without consensus, without support, you're running a hot dog stand, okay? Because that's it. That's as far as you're going to go. You need a great team, and I had a great team. We had a great team, and that team propelled our reputation. That team is the reason that Cory was held in high esteem in certain company. And listen, it's just all I did was lead the parade, but it was everybody behind me that made the job happen. Trust me. I just want to say thank you to all those folks.
I appreciate that, and I'm hoping that this gets in front of them, and I hope that they are able to appreciate that as well. Patrick, I couldn't be more grateful for this opportunity to have this conversation with you, and so I want to say thank you to you. And you know that you get the random texts from me from time to time where I just say thank you. And that's probably the thing I want you to hear the most from me is thank you, because in every possible way you motivate me to be better at my job and to be a better human. So thank you for doing this. Couldn't be more grateful for your time.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me coming from you. And listen, I feel the same way. You are a leader in our industry, and what you're doing with your platform, with the podcast, the videos, that's something that is desperately needed because people want to do the right thing. They just sometimes don't know how to do it. And so thank you for what you're doing and your friendship over the years, and appreciate everything and appreciate you being on this podcast with you. It's nice to talk about these things because I don't get to talk about them anymore. Nobody's asking me.
Well, anytime you feel like talking, I hope you know I'm always here.
Thank you, John, and my best to your family, and stay warm up there. Try to stay warm with you.